Hello and welcome to Extreme Metal Television. I am your host, King. Coming up in this episode, we have an interview with Dave Gold from Woods of Ypres, as well as a special message from Cephalic Carnage. All coming up a little bit later, but let's kick the show off with a band profile, shall we? Based in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Sacred Ally was formed in 2005 and have released two albums, 2007's Balls Deep in Metal EP and their debut full-length 2011's Reality Hammer.
Sometimes reality can hit you like a hammer. I think that's kind of the way we're going. Reality can be pretty rough sometimes, and I think we're just trying to...
Yeah, I think a lot of the songs were taken from, I guess, written about experiences that we felt were realistic. And we wanted to have a name that was heavy and represented.
I think everyone can relate. I think everyone can relate to Reality Hammer because everyone.
It's like reality, you know. We're in reality right now. What hammers? Is the car coming? No.
I thought it had something to do with like the economic crisis and like the dichotomy between the rich and the poor, and the social economic pull and status of.
What it is about that, I mean, if you check out the songs, check out the lyrics. There's a lot of stuff in there that is just about real shit. Trying to be, write songs about things that happen, right? So we're trying to keep it fucking real.
I thought the recording was so long that as we were thinking about a name, that's kind of how it came about. It was like, this was reality, and we got hit with the hammer. It took us way longer than we expected, and really it was a lot of hard work. So when the album finally did come together, it was kind of like what everybody else said, and the album all at the same time.
Sacred Ally has a varied sound. I find there's a lot of stuff going on there, a lot of different styles. Where do the influences come from?
Okay, that's a good question. Yes. Musically, like for our backgrounds, I think we all come from, what we were talking about earlier tonight was this concept of fucking heavy metal or metal in general, whatever. I guess from my personal experience, I'm coming from like a thrash style, love power metal, and respect all of the genres of metal. And we kind of take that and, I don't want to say fusion because everyone's fucking, that's already a genre. It's kind of just like, it's a mixed bag, man. It's like we take all these, I listen to a band, I like that riff, I'll take that element. I pick elements here and there, steal it, I don't care. I'll, take these things, mash them into one.
See what happens.
And see what happens, yeah. Just jam it out, iron it out, man.
Put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
Make it work for you.
Because it's at the end of the day, it's all music, right? And all these genres of metal and all this stuff, it's great. But at the end of the day, if you can recognize that heavy metal is heavy metal, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there are too many genres, in my opinion. I think that's not helping metal. We got a big war to fight against hip hop. Hip hop is the new default setting now for kids, and we need to change that. So fuck all these genres. It's heavy metal. I don't care if it's thrash or if it's power metal or if it's grindcore or happycore or whatever they. Heavy metal. We got to stick with the metal.
Stick with the metal.
Except for rap metal.
You gotta get deep. You gotta get deep in the middle, like something like balls deep. Get balls deep in the metal.
Sacred Ally just announced that they have a brand new bass player, Lindsay Arnold. Now, Lindsay is also a member of progressive metalers Orphan Hammer. Looking forward to seeing Lindsay hitting the stage with Sacred Ally sometime soon. Woods of Ypres have been releasing albums independently since 2002, but late last year the band signed with Earache Records. We asked Woods founder David Gold how that all came about.
We hit the road on an independent tour of North America last summer, and then we happened to play a show in Manhattan, New York, and that night Al Dawson from Earache Records was having a few drinks and watching bands, and he happened to stumble upon us. And so he went to that club that night, not knowing who we were or anything, apparently, and watched our set. And we walked off stage, and he approached us and said, "Mel Dawson, Ypres Records." And since then, we talked a little bit, and before we knew it, we had an offer.
So was it just by chance that he was there?
Completely by chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny over the years that we've certainly wasted a lot of time and effort trying to get the attention of a bunch of labels ever since the very beginning. And then a time came where we just completely gave up on that, where we were doing our own thing, but not even really sending CDs to labels or anything anymore. We just had accepted that this is what we were going to do. And Ypres a funny one because I can't honestly remember ever sending them anything throughout the years, even though there's some labels that might have gotten maybe 3 or 4 different kind of attempts from us. But I looked at Ypres roster throughout the years, and I just thought that, well, those guys wouldn't be interested in us because of the kind of bands that have been and are currently on their roster. And at the time, they just got finished, really pushing that thrash revival thing, which has done really well for them. But then I looked at it almost like, if I were to ask, "Hey, Ypres Records, why don't you sign to Woods of Ypres?" and I would imagine that they would think, well, not to our label. That's not what we do. Yeah. But you come to find really that that's completely, the opposite of how they operate. So I mean, they like us because we're unique and different than what they're already doing.
Yeah.
Woods of Ypres just released a brand new 7-inch entitled Home, and it just came out on iTunes. For all you guys that don't have record players, now you can get your grubby little hands on it. We spoke with David about the new release.
7-inch we put out, it's called Home. There's 2 songs on it, Falling Apart and You Were the Light. And so we recorded these at the end of August last summer. So this is again before Ypres had officially got involved. We had done this North American tour last summer. Ypres had presented an offer, but we had already made plans to record these 5 songs that we had written. And I think we came off the road kind of really, feeling victorious, but also, really brutal and kind of beaten up. And we came home wanting to record these 5 really, brutal songs. And it was us kind of going in the direction of us becoming kind of like a fat sludge band, because the songs are kind of like, it's like, fat sludge metal, really. And that's really not, in talking to Ypres, that's really not where they want us to go. And they kind of see that our finer points are in kind of different genres that, maybe they say like songs 1 through 7 on what's for the Green album, kind of their favorite, right? So we recorded those songs, and then Ypres, wanted a full-length record, and so then we just didn't know what to do with those songs. But we wanted to kind of like, we recorded them kind of for ourselves first, and then Ypres got involved and they wanted a full-length record, so we decided the best thing to do was to kind of start from scratch with them. And so we're going to be this summer recording what's going to be the actual Woods 5, and those 5 songs we recorded last summer are now considered Woods 4.5.
Well, if that wasn't enough Woods of Ypres for you guys, you can check out Vinland Radio's Woods Special. The link will be in the show notes. It's a full hour dedicated to Woods of Ypres, including a 25-minute interview with David Gold. Well, that's going to do it for another episode of Extreme Metal Television. We'd like to thank all of you guys for watching. We really do appreciate it. And hey, if you want to get in touch with us, it's pretty easy. You can email us at extrememetaltv@gmail.com. That right there. It'll also be in the show notes. But before we let you guys go, we spoke with Lindsay Gleal from the mighty Cephalic Carnage. He's going to give us a terrible tale from the road. And until next time, guys, see ya.
Another time we played in Vancouver, we asked the guy to, he was going to eat a lizard head anyway, so we just put cat food on it, and he ate it, and then he threw it up, and then his friend ate the cat food and lizard head full of throw up off the ground. Oh. Brutal.